joining on ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's premier sports hub. We are live from the Racecourse International Stadium in Colombo. This is the FA Cup 2016, the semi-finals between Army FC and Colombo FC. These two sides are meeting once again, exactly a year on. And in fact, these two sides, Army and Colombo FC, this is the third consecutive time they are meeting in the FA Cup semi-final. 2 years before it was Colombo FC who won the match. Then last year, 2 years before it was Army FC who won the match, and last year it was Colombo FC who won on penalties. So it will be a cracker of a game today. The defending FA Cup and Champions League winners, Colombo FC against Army FC in this first semi-final for today. The second one would be between Saunders SC and Renown SC, starting at 5. Another cracker of a game up in store from ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's premier sports hub. And to talk me through it is Lerum Mahakumara, who's joining me in commentary. Lerum, a very good afternoon to you.
A very good afternoon to you. A very good afternoon to you, Navod, and of course a very good afternoon to all the viewers joining around the globe on www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, as we are joined live here from Racecourse International Stadium. The two teams walking off the field for the commencement of the game. Colombo FC versus Army FC. A lot of history between these two teams. Going way back a couple of years in the semi-final stage of this specific tournament. Colombo FC have been on top. They won this championship last year as well, and they are the defending champions. And once again, this edition too, they are here in the semi-final stage. It has been a successful tournament for them so far, defending their title, and let's see whether they can cross this all-important hurdle today and qualify into the finals after a brilliant quarter-final game against Hillary SC.
We'll go through the Colombo Army FC lineup first. It's Nilanka Kumara who is there as the goalkeeper for today. Then it's Bandara Varakagoda as at centre back, and it's Asikur Rahman, and at left back is Roshan Apuhami, and at right back is Lakshita Jayatunga, the former skipper. At defensive midfield position is Sanka Dhanushka. At right midfield is the captain Madhushan De Silva, with Nadik Pushpakumara as the central midfielder, and on the right is Jasuraj Bernard, and up top is the highest goal scorer in this tournament, Mohammad Izzadeen, and Sajid Kumara, the substitutes Kirti Kumara, Punsar Tiruna, Niranjan Rajpaksha, Gaya Wansha, Mohammad Rimzan, Mohammad Ajmal, Chaturanga, and Pia Shanta. And going into the Colombo FC lineup, it's Mohammad Imran, then joined by Mohammad Rizni and Mohammad Ramiz at centre back. At left back is Zia Osman. At right back, Darshka Kumara Sirik. Defensive midfielder Moma Siabo, and the three midfielders. Body Dimitri on the left, Rami Mohideen at the central position. At right is Juan Rizni. Up top is Frank and Malshankar. Good news for Colombo FC is that Zarwan Johar will be starting from the bench. Coming in the second half with Dean Kumara, Mohammad Imanikov, Iran Kanishka, Ahmad Shazni, Mohammad Jain, Mohammad Fayazil, and Mohammad Mufiz. So both the sides are opting for the same formation, 4-1-3-2 formation. An interesting battle up top, and between two of the highest goal scorers today, with Body Dimitri scoring 9 goals, and the highest goal scorer for this tournament once again is Mohammad Izzadeen with 10. So Lalima, what do you think the fans will have in store?
Indeed, now it will be a cracker of a game. There's no doubt about it. Mohammad Isuddin, as you very rightly said, 10 goals up front, leading this tally of the top goal scorers. And behind him is Badr Dimitri. He's in fabulous form after a hat-trick in the quarter-final against Hillary SC, where the entire team went on to score a huge amount of goals, 15 for 1. That is the record of highest amount of goals scored for this edition of the FA Cup Championship. And of course, it's very interesting that the previous record was held by Army SC in the preliminary rounds, which was 12-1, and Colombo FC coming up with a complete team performance beat that in the quarterfinals, and now they are here, these two teams meeting in the semi-final stage. It will be a very interesting game for the fans.
The crowd is still building up, and the referee for today is Prashant Rajakrishna, who incidentally refereed that last semi-final, a bit of a controversial match. And let's hope we'll have another cracker of a game today. And you would expect from these two sides. These two sides met a couple of around 5 months back, and they met in the Dialogue Champions League 2015 decider, where Colombo FC needed to win by 2 goals against Colombo FC. Colombo FC needed to win by 2 goals against Army SC to win the championship, and they did exactly that, winning 2-0 against Army. If they weren't able to, Renown would have won the match. So it is an interesting battle, and these two cracker of the sides have met in crucial moments, crucial times in championships, the FA Cup semi-finals, the Dialogue Champions League deciders. So it will be Colombo FC who will be kicking things off. Anushka Malshank, AC Frank up top. Both defenses will be tested. With Lakshita Jayatunga having to play against Badr Dimitri, and up top Izzadeen against Mohammad Rizni and Mohammad Ramiz. Referee is looking on, and that's the kickoff of the first semi-final of the FA Cup 2016. Colombo FC versus Army SC. Mohammad Rizni from the back, hitting a long ball. Badr Dimitri getting some space on the left. Lakshita Jayatunga winning that initial battle. Now Madhushankar, Anushka with the ball. He will be crucial for Army today. Now defensive error. Now Jay Suraj Bernard trying to put in Izzadeen. Stopped by Rizni. Now Nadika Pushpakumara. Dispossessed by Mohammad Siapo. That will be an interesting battle. Now Mohideen finds Frank, who is onside, unable to control initially. Still in. Frank has not been in his best of forms after his injury, which kept him out for over an year, an ACL injury, but still scoring the goals and scoring them at crucial moments. Opportunity, the first cross, it goes out for a goal kick.
Army SC in position here, now trying to build things up in their offense as they get into their attacking half, but well, the defense is quite better. Looking for options. Colombo FC intercepted well by Army, but once again Colombo FC defense spot on there. Just outside the box, gets the cross in, and once again Army a clear chance here, and this time the save is good. 2 attempts, 2 out of 2 in favor of Colombo FC defense. Just couldn't get the right amount of power and direction onto the ball. Well, as it would have been a brilliant start for Army.
Indeed, that was the opportunity they wanted. Jay Raj Bernard striking straight at the keeper. Mohammad Imran made himself big. Now Madhushan De Silva into the box on the edge. Ball in once again. Mohammad Siapo intercepts. Marasuri. No Frank. Frank was tackled by Nadik Pushpakumara. First free kick of the game goes to Colombo FC in their own half. Rami is looking for options. Exit downfield. Now Masiapo finds Tuan Rizni. First time cross into the box and out of the box as well. Way off target. Nilanka Kumara, the hero from the quarter final against Air Force LC, served a couple of penalties to win that match against Air Force 4-3. Once again. It's the ball behind Vikram Kumar Suri. Nonetheless recovers. Rushana Puhami trying to bring the ball forward. Still it's army position. It's been a good and energetic start for Army SC. They should have had one goal in the bank. But it was a very good save from Mohammad Imran to deny. Jesraj Bernard.
With the throw in once again, Army trying to get it inside the box, but the defense intercepts, and this time the skipper gets it through, but just couldn't carry it forward. Will be disappointed. And a beautiful through ball for Sri Lanka Army. Another chance just inside the box. A perfect pass to Isadin, but the defense just intercepting it, and Mohammad Imran coming all the way down, rising high up above and collecting his ball. And on the counter attack is the Colombo FC. Once again, the ball not finding the player. Sri Lanka Army back-to-back possessions here. Beautifully brought forward, but Mohammad Ziapo chasing that ball.
Crunching tackle from Mohammad Ramiz. Initially the two centre-backs being called into action early on. They had to provide with two crucial tackles. Initially from Rizni, then from Ramiz. Still Army now with an opportunity. Nadik Pushpakumara, the veteran former Sri Lanka midfielder, trying an effort from way off the box, which went just over the crossbar.
What a start it has been for Sri Lanka Army, creating back-to-back chances and putting pressure back right on the Colombo FC defense. Just the start that they would have wished. Fortunately, they couldn't convert it into a scoring opportunity the first chance. Beautifully saved by Mohammad Imran. Mohammad Ziapo with the ball, getting it to the skippers. Now up front for Colombo FC, but the rest of the team players are not in the same wavelength, as Arm recovers it well. And that time the ball just goes off through no man's land over the sideline in favour of Colombo FC.
pass to Tuan from Raumi. Now Tuan once again. Over in midfield, straight to Sanka Danushka. But he's a lob over the defense. It's a bit too much for the number 6, Mohammad Izzadeen.
Army once again in the attacking half, sends it up front. Doesn't find a teammate right down there. Could be another goal kick for Colombo FC. A lot of pressure on the defense for Colombo FC at the starting minutes. Attacking phases right after everything by Sri Lanka Army.
Strong breeze blowing right across the pitch from left to right on your screen. The advantage is with Army. It's a frank now. Defended by 2, and that's a foul inside their own half by Army. 3 fouls in this match already, and all of them have been by Army. It's Roshan Apuami who is the culprit.
The much needed set piece for Colombo FC here to get out of pressure with those brilliant offensive plays by Sri Lanka Army in the first few minutes. Colombo FC would very much like to convert this into a scoring opportunity just outside the box. If they can get everything right here, be a very crucial set piece at the start of the game.
Dimitri to take it. Curling into the middle. Punched away by Kumara Sirisena. Downfield by Izzadeen. Safely into the hands of Imran, who sends Bizni back on his way. Masiapo. Marasiri in space. Raumi Mohideen is intercepted by Danushka, his midfield counterpart. Now Madhushan De Silva, skipper, trying to go on a maze run, stopped halfway. Colombo FC's the passing has been poor in this early going.
Referee Prashant being very clear about his calls here in the game, and once again Sri Lanka in a very crucial position, just getting it inside the box. But the defense just doing what they were doing all this time, denying it. Raumi Mohideen looking for options, doesn't quite get through. Asked for a foul, but referee Prashant says play on. Raumi Mohideen seems to be in pain. Gets himself up. And it's a free kick opportunity here for Colombo FC. They need to make sure they get their passes right here in the offense, which they've not been doing so far. They need to settle their nerves into the game. And a beautiful kick into the box, but None of the offensive players were able to get a foot to it. Dimitri with the ball. Advancing on. Sends it to skipper, but intercepted once again by Sri Lanka Army. This time Dhanushka Madhushankar deemed by the defence and should be a clear foul. Pushed off down. A lot of aggression here at the first few minutes of this game. That's how much it would predict what a crack of a game this will be as the time moves on. Both these teams eyeing for the championship. Defending champions Colombo FC. Rami Mohdin takes the kick into the box, but well kept down low by the defence. Kumarasiri over the top, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Easy pickings for him. And now on the counter, Sri Lanka Army deemed by the defence of Bodri Dimitri. Anushka Madhushankar going right behind. Misses it. Sri Lanka Army manages to keep the ball with them, retaining ball possession. Now from the free spaces, advancing on to the attacking half. Sri Lanka Army have been having a lot of ball possession in these early few minutes. Skipper Rami Mohdin manages to get a foot on it, but Army has the better firepower here. Dhanushka Madhushankar falls off his feet. Beautiful passing here by Sri Lanka Army, making sure they get their passes right into the box. It has been a desperate piece of defense by Colombo FC so far, and that effort too doesn't quite find the target. Would have thought it would have had the power as well, going all the way over the sidelines.
Playing on the right, so not had the best of games up until now. Army has been on top. Their slick passing and attack. You would expect them to do the same throughout the 90 minutes as the ball goes out for first corner of the match.
Well, Army should have converted one of their opportunities into scoring opportunities, which they missed. They'll be very disappointed. They had ball possession a lot in these first few minutes, but they just couldn't click it through. It'll be interesting to see how Army will use this corner to draw first blood if they can. And Colombo FC once again in the defense desperately trying to retain double zeros here in the scoreboard, as that corner lands safely in the hands of Mohammad Imran. Doesn't do quite much damage.
Very hot and humid day today. Energy sucking conditions here at the Racecourse International Stadium. However, the weather could change in no time. own teammates. But Dimitri have been starved of the ball first few minutes. Close to 20 minutes gone in this match, and Badr Dimitri hasn't had the impact he would have wanted to. Now Roshana Puhani against Rami Mohideen does well to get out of that tackle. And Asikur Rahman to Warakagoda. Straight down the middle. Ramis comes and clears that away for a throw in. Edge of the box is Sajid Kumara, given space, and he belts in a cracker of a strike. That's the first goal. Sajid Kumara from the edge of the box. The defense was poor. No one to cover him. Acres of space, and he cracks in a thumping drive.
Well, that was what Army was expecting all these minutes with those opportunities, and finally Kumara being able to convert one of them into scoring opportunities. Beautifully converted through. Had the right amount of power and the correct target. And well, the defense of Colombo FC was rattled since the pressure came on. And Army using those mistakes in an advantageous way, scoring first blood here. Leading against the defending champions now, Colombo FC, and once again bought well just near the box. Intercepted again by the skipper. Sri Lanka Army here in possession now. Good ball control into the box. Cleared away by the defense. But Sri Lanka Army still managing to retain possession here. This time way off target and off the sidelines. It will be another goal kick for Mohammad Imran, who will lay his authority on the ball.
The early pressure, the early attacks, yielding that first goal for Army SC, who has been the better side by a mile in this first 20 minutes. Disney controls it well, but yes, it has gone out right near the halfway line. Another foul by Army. Already 6 fouls. Well, Colombo FC has nothing to show for their attacks.
Referee Prashant Rajakrishna attending to the player. As I'll remind you about the ThePapare.com social media platforms where a 24/7 news sub targeting both international and national news. You can simply find us on all major social media platforms, starting off from our Facebook page, Twitter handle, Instagram account, YouTube, and on SoundCloud, of course, where we bring updates right after each and every match finishes. From the venue segment, simply log on to www.thepapare.com and follow it all. Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub as the game recommences. Over the top to AC Frank, sends it to Danushka Madhushankar, and now Badr Dimitri. Back to AC Frank, just outside the box for Colombo FC. Important possession here into the box, but doesn't pierce through the defense as Army gets a foot on it and partially clears it away. It would be corner opportunity for Colombo FC, and it will be Badr Dimitri who will take it. A very interesting set piece once again. to come back into the game.
The first corner of the match for Colombo FC. Dimitri trying to curl it into the middle. Now Zia Osman trying an audacious kick, missed. And Army now clears the ball away. Imran slips, but is able to get back in time. Slippery conditions underfoot. Race Course International Stadium is a soft ground, and after those heavy rainfall in the last few days, it has gotten far more slippery underfoot, even though the ground looks peach of a ground to play football in.
Skipper Moideen heading it back. Sends it to Bodri Dimitri. Looking for options. Sends it a beautiful through ball, but well intercepted by the defense. And the Army skipper finally giving up the chase as it rolls over. Could be a throw in for Colombo FC, a much needed one. Skipper Moideen to Risni, who doesn't quite control it well.
Diagonal ball to Suraj Bernard. Somehow tackled by Zia Osman. Now Army still has the ball. Varka Goda to Roshan. Desperate tackle coming from Kumarasiri. Now Mohammad Siapo one-on-one against the goal scorer Sajid Kumara. Ball into the box. So once again there's the Varka Goda, the experienced former Sri Lanka centre back. Colombo FC putting on some pressure, but poor pass from Kumarasiri, gifting back position to Army.
Not the way the defending champions would have wanted to start this semi-final, but unfortunately Army have been on top, doing their homework perfectly well, attacking phase after phase and making sure that they convert it. At the end it was Kumara who scored the goal, and courtesy of him they are leading against the defending champions. And once again Sri Lanka Army here in possession. Moma Ziapo gets a foot on it. Finally Danushka Madhushanka to Bodri Dimitri. Raumi Moideen sends it all the way. To Zia Osman, but unfortunately Osman making a mess of it, resulting the ball just crawling all the way over the sideline. Referee Prashant calling on for the physio. The Army player down on the ground. Reminding you about the ThePapare.com photos and videos that are available for purchase. You can simply send us your request email to info@ThePapare.com or call us on our 24/7 hotline 0777-822-777 as Colombo FC prepares themselves for the second corner of match. And it's a change of second corner of Colombo FC. And it's going to be a change of voices in commentary. It's Joe who's joining with me. Good afternoon, Joe, and what a match it has been.
Good afternoon, Lilam, and a very good afternoon to all our viewers tuning in. Certainly, Very good start by Army SC, duly rewarded on the 90th minute. Unfortunately for Colombo FC, they haven't been able to get their star man on the ball as much as they wanted. But it's been the same for Army SC as well. Izzadin hasn't seen much of the ball, but the rest of the team have done the work for him. They were certainly taking Colombo FC by a lot of surprise, because I'm sure they expected most of the threat from Izzadin, but it came from the rest of the attacking players for Army SC, and now we see a player being stretchered off.
Indeed, Joe, it's Bandara Varakagoda who's going to be stretched off. It will be a huge blow for Sri Lanka. He's one experienced national, a lot of experience in that defense line, and he was doing a pretty decent job, rather a really good job in the defense.
Certainly not what Army required at the moment, because they seem to have everything under control. The defense was doing pretty well. The offense was troubling Colombo FC throughout the game, as we see Colombo FC rather taking their second corner of the game. Almost an own goal by the skipper, who I think was caught by surprise, and fortunately for him it goes away for another corner, as we see the ball being prepared to be sent in again to the box. This time it's a deep corner, and again it's an Army player who gets his head to it first, cleared away by Mohammad Izzadin, as Colombo FC are trying to regroup from their own half yet again, who certainly haven't seen much of the ball throughout the half, and have paid for it duly, conceding the very first goal of the game rather. As we see, the injured player now seems to be on his feet off camera, and will supposedly come on.
It will be a huge relief for Sri Lanka Army.
Yes,
And once again inside the box, clear cut opportunity, but the skipper missing it completely, sends it all the way over the top. Sri Lanka Army will be disappointed.
Huge opportunity again for the Army SC skipper, who would curse himself for not making amends. And as we see off camera, it's Mohammad Izzadin, supposedly with a hamstring strain, straight going down to the turf, and by the looks of it, it seems very severe. He hasn't moved a muscle ever since he hit to the floor.
Well, Bandara Varka going to just walk back into the field, while the other key player, Mohammad Izzadin, gets down on the ground. And yes, referee Prashant Rajakrishna calls off the stretcher once again. It will be a huge blow if they'll have to substitute Izzadin back.
Certainly will be another body blow for Army SC, who seem to have shrugged off one injury. Minutes within the player resuming play, it's Mohammad Izzadin, one of the main players and key players, who has hit the turf, and he surely doesn't seem to be able to continue this game, which is a huge issue now. The physio also has made his call for a substitute, so Army will have to do for the rest of the game without their star striker. How they will manage to go on about their business, we'll have to see, but certainly mentally they will be feeling it at the moment, as they see their star man being stretchered off.
Very disappointing for Sri Lanka Army. Mohammad Izzadin have been their star-starter player in the offense. Entire offense revolves around him. But this time Army, now the task is a bit tough. But fortunately, courtesy of Kumar, they are leading this game up front with that early goal, as the goal kick comes right into the middle, headed away by the Army skipper.
Interesting to see what the Army coach will employ as a tactic now. Don't know whether he'll push the captain Madhushan De Silva up front and send in another player on the wing, or whether he'll send a like-to-like substitute in a striker. Certainly will have to shuffle some of his players around to accommodate Mohammad Izzadin's injury. Had Madhushan De Silva been able to convert that opportunity he had just before the injury stoppage, it would have had a certainly different phase for the game at the moment, but still we see it's Army SC on the front foot. Madhushan De Silva mostly doing the damage on the right, and again seemed like a corner, but it's given as a goal kick as play resumes. Substitute yet to be sent into the field, as Army SC are one-man short at the moment. still on the front foot, not hesitating to take the initiative towards Colombo FC, who still are trying to find their fate in this first half.
Well, Army will be clearly on top of their mentality in that aspect, because they've seen how rattled the Colombo FC defense is since the start of the game, and they will try to attack more often. So it's all up to Colombo FC to get their feet set and settle their nerves down as it comes into the attacking half. But once again, the Army defense is clearly on top. Moma Ziapo here with the ball, looking for options. Misses it completely. Is the Kumara City chased down by Army player, looking for that clearance kick. Moma Ziapo once again with the ball. Manages to get it up front but doesn't find his teammates. As Sri Lanka Army couldn't find the right direction as the ball just rolls over the sideline. And yes, that's the substitution for Mohammad Isadin. It's Rajapaksha who will find his slot in the field in replacement of the star-studded player.
Sriranjan Rajapaksha, who takes his place as Colombo FC will take their throw. Unfortunately for them, it's their two star players, AC Frank and Bodo Diviti, who have been spectators in this half for them. Haven't seen much of the ball, haven't been able to make much of those long balls sent in towards them. The defense, unfortunately for them, has been able to contain them. As we see again, another rash shot from range, clearly way off target. Pretty much sums up these opening 25 to 30 minutes for Colombo FC.
They've been just way off the game, and still Army here with an advantage just outside the box looking for options, but unfortunately Colombo FC, Risni getting a foot on it, sends it way over the sideline, and it'll be an opportunity once again, a much needed set piece for Sri Lanka Army.
Colombo FC do certainly have an edge on Army FC in terms of height, in terms of dealing with the set pieces or making amends offensively for them, but certainly seem to be having a lot of nerves in which they're not being able to play for their strengths at the moment, as we see a lot of bodies from Army SC being pushed forward, but it's a quick or rather short corner being taken, and it's a deep ball, and unfortunately two players coming in for the corner, but one of those who met with the ball has been ruled offside, much to the relief of Colombo FC, who again let two men loose from the far post. Army SC seem to be having a particular routine in terms of their set pieces in which they're taking them short at the moment. It is working for them. Colombo FC though haven't read their tactics, leaving always one man unmarked as the corner has been taken. As we see another heavy challenge thrown in as a Colombo FC player. It's a free kick for them. Clearly not happy with the challenge thrown at him, making his case towards the referee, who is asking him to get on with it rather than claiming much more than a free kick. Sar Mohideen, who was the man who hit the turf, the skipper today for Colombo FC.
Over up front into the box, doesn't find AC Frank. Once again, he'll be very much disappointed. As Joe very rightly mentioned a couple of minutes before, Dimitri and Frank has just been mere spectators of this game. During this first half, Sri Lanka Army has made sure that they cut off all the passing ways to these two key players. And Madhushanka as well has not really got the chance to do anything in the offense, and that is why there's the difference in the scorecard. Defending champions still trailing in this game.
Colombo FC certainly seem to have missed a trick, trying a bit too hard to get the two-star players into the game. I think just like Army SC approached the game, they should disguise this tactic of theirs, in which Mohammad Izzuddin hardly saw the ball. Here we see again, it's for the first time, it's Bota Dimitri who has been able to make something of the ball inside the box, but only to send his cross into the arms of the Army SC keeper. But certainly signs of what he could possibly do if he does get his momentum going. He's one of those players who certainly can make the difference for this Colombo FC team on the day, as he has been doing throughout this tournament for them. Bag full of goals for him, but nothing so far as of yet.
See Osman missing the trick there, intercepted by the Army defense, sends it back. Army in possession here, looking for that clearance kick, gets it right over. But well, Colombo FC gets the foot on it. Risni manages to keep it down low, but it will be a throw in for Sri Lanka Army. Over the top. Skipper De Silva kept down low by Bota Dimitri, now just behind the ball, deemed by the defense, sends it up front for AC Frank. AC Frank doesn't have space to move his feet around and to go to that shot that he would have expected.
There seemed to have been a slight tactical change as well. Bota Dimitri taking his position on the right as he started the game on the left, and it seemed to be Tuan Risni who has shifted from the right to left. So clearly something not working for Colombo FC considering their initial tactics. So they're trying something new, at least to get themselves back into the game before the half draws to an end. AC Frank has hardly been able to keep the ball at his feet for a matter of seconds. It's always been very tight defending in terms of in respects to Army, who have done a really good job marking one of Colombo FC star men up front. As we see again, they're struggling to keep a hold of the ball in midfield. Army playing a very high pressing game where they're squeezing in the Colombo FC players for space. It certainly making the difference at the moment, as Colombo FC seem to be panicking on the ball, not knowing or not being able to make a telling pass right up front to make a telling contribution into the game so far. Again, a hopeful ball up front for AC Frank, again not being able to get onto the end of it. I think this is slightly a shade of what we saw in the other quarterfinal, where the Blue Star man was not able to get himself onto the game, and it certainly reflected it on his team as well, as they were completely outplayed by a Star Stormers team. Unfortunately for Colombo FC might be hoping that is not the case here, as AC Frank seems to be isolated up front, as we see the goal scorer for Army SC, Sajid Kumara, being ruled offside. Bota Dimitri being brought down. Rash challenge yet again. Now the referee seems to be approaching Sajid Kumara for a few words. Again, the referee seems to be having control over the game, as he hasn't brought out the cards yet. It's been played in a good spirit thus far.
And another important set piece for Colombo FC, as skipper Ravi Mohideen sets himself to take that much important free kick. They really need to make sure that they score that equalizer now. Over the top into the box. AC Frank gets a head on it, but unfortunately Army defense once again intercepts. Now Momaz Yapo looking for options, as sends it back to skipper over the top to Sia Osman. Sia Osman deemed off by the defense, and defense wins the game that time. Overturned ball for Sri Lanka Army, now in possession. Sia Osman will be very disappointed with just one-on-one play, and he couldn't go past the defense.
Again, trying to be a little too cute for his defender, who seemed to have read Osman's play there. Held his position and stole the ball back from his feet. So we see AC Frank again holding the ball as Bode Dimitri tries to put the ball in. He's stolen the ball from the feet of Tuan Rizni, who seemed to have had a pocket of space, but unfortunately wasn't able to do much of it.
Rami sends it back to his skipper, Raumi Mohideen. Now Colombo FC looking for options, sends it back to Sia Osman, who sends it up front to Danushka Madhushanka, back to Sia Osman. Looking for options here, one-on-one once again. This time too fails desperately. Army back with the ball. Slowing the pace down a little bit. That is something that they've been doing the best since the start of the game. They slowed down the pace where it was needed and quickly got on with the game where it was needed, and that is exactly the reason why they scored that goal right near the edge of the box. Sajid Kumara, Bode Dimitri here with the ball now for Colombo FC in the attacking half. Sends it to their skipper, Raumi Mohideen. Skipper over the top to Danushka Madhushanka, who is just outside the box and fails to get it to AC Frank. Will be very much disappointed. And this time too, on the top, kept down low by the Army defense. Bode Dimitri manages to recover it just at the edge of the box. Deemed off by the defense. Dimitri still good, still going behind that ball, chasing it over, calling for a foul. The referee says play on.
Excellent physical play by Bode Dimitri, who held the ball within his grasp and fended off a few defenders, but fortunately for him, he had been fouled, but wins a valuable set piece nonetheless on the offensive half of Army SC. As we see the player who fouled Dimitri being warned again by the referee, who seems to be generous in terms of his warnings.
Bode Dimitri, physio attending him. As I'll remind you about the ThePapare.com social media platforms are a 24/7 news hub targeting both international and national news. You can simply find us on all major social media platforms, starting off from our Facebook page, Twitter handle, Instagram account, YouTube, where you could catch all the live streams and all the recorded versions of the game, the replays, and of course SoundCloud, where we bring off the venue segment right after every match. You could listen and be updated on what exactly happened on the match. www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. And back here at Racecourse International Stadium, it's been Army who's been on top in this first semi-final of the FA Cup Championship 2016, and Raumi Mohideen now takes on the free kick over the top, but straight into the hands of Kumara Sirisena, who sends it all the way behind. Sri Lanka Army here doing what they do the best. Good piece of defense. Raumi Mohideen once again sends it to AC Frank, but Kumara Sirisena intercepting the proceedings, rises high up above and collects it cleanly. They will be very much disappointed. The earlier phase before the physio attended Bode Dimitri, they missed that offensive phase as well, and now the pressure has been converted into defense by Sri Lanka Army just near the box now. Looking for options, slowing pace down, setting things up in the offensive play. And that is the key point where Colombo FC defense has not yet been able to identify. They've been just running all over, while Army has been getting their positions right and getting their passing game right. And those have been the exact mistakes of the Colombo FC defense. They've not been having any passing game, and the positions have been just awful, which results the scorecard difference, defending champions trailing in this first semi-final. And what a game it has been for Army SC.
I still think they're missing a trick here by trying to always sending the long ball towards AC Frank rather than trying to play through midfield with a lot of options and talent available in the shape of Bode Dimitri and their captain Raumi Mohideen, but they still seem to be content with their strategy which they've been employing throughout this first half. Unfortunately for them, it's not been effective. As we see again, the Army defense clearing one of the balls away, not allowing them time and space as they would love to have Colombo FC, but they seem to have a lot of possession though compared to what they did during the first few exchanges of the game. You see Bodidimiti again whips in a beautiful ball, but a bit too deep and wide for AC Frank, and that is the last play of the half. As the half draws to an end, it's 1-0 advantage that Army SC carries into the dressing room. Certainly will be pleased with their first half performance, both offensively and defensively. The only regret they would possibly have is the fact that they lost their star man, Mohammad Izzadeen, but they seem to have coped with it pretty well. But how they would manage to cope with it for the rest of the second half, we are yet to see. But it's certainly advantage Army SC as the play comes to an end.
Indeed, do join us live in a few minutes' time as we will bring the live action from Racecourse International Stadium. This first semi-final of the FA Cup Championship 2016. It's half-time here, and Army SC is leading against the defending champions.
මං හිතුවා ඕස්ට්‍රේලියා ගියාට පස්සේ ලංකාවේ පාරවල් අමතක වුණා කියලා. හොයාගන්න අමාරු නේද?
ෆෝන් එකේ ඔන්ලයින් මැප් එක තියෙනවනේ. මෙහෙ ඉන්ටර්නෙට් හරි ෆාස්ට්. එන ගමන් ඊමේල් ටිකක් චෙක් කරගත්තා.
දැන් මෙහෙම තමයි. හොඳම ක්‍රැබ්ස් තින්නෙත් මෙහෙනේ.
අයියෝ අද මැච් එක මිස් වෙනවනේ.
නෑ. අපි ෆුල් කනෙක්ටඩ්. මෙතන ඉඳලා ලයිව් බලන්න පුළුවන්.
ඔසී වලත් මේ වගේ නෑනේ. ලෝකෙම හොඳ මේවනේ මෙහෙ තියෙන්නේ.
දවසින් දවස මේව අලුත් කරන්නේ ඩයලොග් තමයි.
ලංකාවේ අපේ ජීවිතවල නවතම තාක්ෂණයෙන් සුවිසල් පෙරලියක් කරන්නට අද මෙන්ම හෙටත් ඩයලොග් නිබන්ධව කැපවෙයි.
කොහේ ගියත් කොතැන හිටියත් ශ්‍රී ලංකා පිලේ එංගලන්ත සංචාරයේ උණුසුම් අවස්ථා ඔබේ මොබයිල් එකෙන් සජීවීව ඩයලොග් මයි ටීවී වෙතින්ම පමණයි. ඩේටා කාස්තුවක් නොමැතිව දවසටම රුපියල් 333ක් වැනි සුළු මුදලකට ඇති තරම් නරඹන්න. ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ටයිප් කර 8282ට SMS කරන්න. ඩයලොග් වෙතින් මයි ටීවී අනාගතය ආදයි.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every game you play, every word you say, I'll be watching you. Every step you take, I'll be watching you. Every step you take, I'll be watching you. Every breath you take, every step you take, every move you make, every game you play, every word you say, I'll be watching you. Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Progress starts with a dream. Through connectivity, technology, and talent, that dream can become a reality. Asiata, with you every step you take.
This is the story of a nation on the move, competing globally through a fiber optic network, delivering solutions instantly with superfast 4G, redefining entertainment with 3G HSPA+, making every day more efficient with Wi-Fi, bringing a world of knowledge to your home with fixed 4G. Get connected to Sri Lanka's fastest network. Dialog, the #1 choice of the people. Dialog, the future today.
Sawadee Krap! Can you give me data SIM?
Massage?
No, data SIM.
Massage, very good.
No, data SIM.
You are Sri Lanka? Why you no use Dialog data roaming? Unlimited data, $5 a day.
Unlimited data for just $5 a day?
Yeah. Unlimited, same massage you want?
Me?
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
1 for 1 is all I want. 1 for 1 is all I need. Here, what's all this 1 for 1 talk?
The 1 for 1 plan from Dialog. Get 1 MB free for every 1 minute of talk time, per second charging and a flat rate to any network.
Dialog 1 for 1 prepaid plan. Dialog, the future today.
Here? How are you going to stay in touch abroad?
Dialog roaming. They give the best rates.
Only if you pick the preferred network. Otherwise...
Just get Dialog roaming. It's the one and only best rate on any overseas network, guaranteed.
One guaranteed best rate on any network? Woohoo!
Hassle-free roaming with the best rates in over 200 countries with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam. Introducing the Ultra 99 postpaid package from Dialog. Say everything you want to say with the ultra benefits of extra talk time, extra SMS and extra data at a monthly rental of just 99 rupees only. Dialog, the future today.
Here, where can I get a data SIM? Bah. I say, old chap, where might a fellow find a data SIM card? Kiannako.
You're from Sri Lanka, right?
How did you know?
Why don't you use Dialog data roaming? Unlimited data for $5 a day.
Unlimited data for $5 a day and...
Data unlimited, my patience isn't.
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every game you play, every word you say, I'll be watching you.
Progress starts with a dream. Through connectivity, technology, and talent, that dream can become a reality. Asiata, with you every step you take.
This is the story of a nation on the move, competing globally through a fiber optic network, delivering solutions instantly with superfast 4G, redefining entertainment with 3G HSPA+, making every day more efficient with Wi-Fi, bringing a world of knowledge to your home with fixed 4G. Get connected to Sri Lanka's fastest network. Dialog, the #1 choice of the people. Dialog, the future today.
Sawadee-ka! Can you give me data SIM?
Massage?
No, data SIM.
Massage, very good.
No, data SIM.
You are Sri Lanka? Why you no use Dialog data roaming? Unlimited data, $5 a day.
Unlimited data for just $5 a day?
Yeah. Unlimited, same massage you want?
Me?
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
1 for 1 is all I want. 1 for 1 is all I need. Here, what's all this 1 for 1 talk?
The 1-for-1 plan from Dialog. Get 1 MB free for every 1 minute of talk time, per second charging and a flat rate to any network.
Dialog 1-for-1 prepaid plan. Dialog, the future today.
Here? How are you going to stay in touch abroad?
Dialog roaming. They give the best rates.
Only if you pick the preferred network. Otherwise...
Just get Dialog roaming. It's the one and only best rate on any overseas network, guaranteed.
One guaranteed best rate on any network? Woohoo!
Hassle-free roaming with the best rates in over 200 countries with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam. Introducing the Ultra 99 postpaid package from Dialog. Say everything you want to say with the ultra benefits of extra talk time, extra SMS and extra data at a monthly rental of just 99 rupees only. Dialog, the future today.
Here, where can I get a data SIM? Bah. I say, old chap, where might a fellow find a data SIM card? Kiannako.
You're from Sri Lanka, right?
How did you know?
Why don't you use Dialog data roaming? Unlimited data for $5 a day.
Unlimited data for $5 a day and...
Data unlimited, my patience isn't.
Unlimited data roaming for just $5 a day with Dialog roaming. Clearly the best way to roam.
Hello and welcome back on www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, as we are all set here to commence the second half of this first semi-final of the FA Cup Championship 2016, as a slight rain starts pouring down here despite the sunlight, and the two teams are all set here to commence the second half. On your screen right now is Colombo FC, the defending champions, who are trailing in this game after disappointing first half. Neither of their offense nor their defense was right on target, rattling both those ploys. They were in desperate measures in both defense and offense. But Army, on the other hand, the one thing that would bother them is losing their star player Mohammad Ishadin due to a hamstring injury. But other than that, they were just exceptional, doing their homework perfectly right, attacking phase after phase into these defending champions and putting their defense on pressure is what they did the best, and courtesy of Sajid Kumar, scored that goal in the 19th minute, just at the edge of the box, beating Mohammad Imran and making that defense just mere spectators. Rain seems to pour down a bit heavy, but nevertheless, referee Prashant Rajakrishna has kept the ball right in the middle, all set to start the second half of this first semi-final. Joining with me in commentary is Joe. Good afternoon, Joe. Never expected the rain, did you?
Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, Lelu. Yes, it was rather sunny when the game started, and it continued to be so for about 20 minutes, but I think it was a bit overcast during the last few minutes of the first half. I think those are the clouds which are actually bringing down the showers at the moment. I think, like we mentioned from the beginning of the game, both of these teams have met each other on a lot of occasions during the past in various competitions, so they both know each other very well, like the back of their hand. So certainly they know what they're up against, but certainly it seems like Army have done their homework much rather in a better way than Colombo FC, who completely outclassed them in all departments in the first half. And very deservingly, they got a 1-0 lead. And now, as we speak, the shower does seem to have increased a bit, coming down in a rather heavy manner. Strong breeze moving from the left of your screen towards the right, and
every breath you take.
We apologize for the small technical error due to heavy rains pouring down here at Racecourse International Stadium, and despite that the game have recommenced. As you can see on your screen, it's heavy rain pouring right down. It will be interesting to watch how these two teams will cope up with the rain. Colombo FC in pressure, trailing with behind 1 goal, and Army FC losing their star player Mohammad Ishadin. They are playing in the offense without him, so it will be very interesting to see how both these teams approach their tactics. And of course, the second semi-final is yet to be started right after this match. Saunders versus Renown. If the heavy rain continues, it will be a factor to consider about playing this second semi-final.
there's a very good chance that if the rain does not cease and continues to pour down the same way, that the second semi-final will be in question. And also, one more significant thing is the fact that Tuan Rizni has been substituted for the Sri Lanka number 7, the star player Zarban, who is playing with number 6 at the moment, as Tuan Rizni started off with the number 7 jersey. So again, Colombo FC making the intentions very clear as of the second half. Again, as we see a ray of sunlight coming across the field, very mixed emotions as of now in terms of the weather. As we see Army FC taking the goal kick. Sluggish conditions will test both set of players and their skill in terms of handling the ball. So it will be a test of both teams.
With the rain pouring down, it will be a tough ask for both the teams to retain ball possession as well as to approach into the game. Colombo FC, it will be much more tougher than Army SC, as they are trailing behind. But Army SC, of course, they just have to make sure that they get their defensive tactics right. The first free kick of the second half. Skipper Moin takes it up front, curling into the box. Kumar Sirisena gets a hand on it and sends it right behind. Colombo FC fails to do damage at this first few minutes, and it will be Bodr Dimitri who will opt for the corner. Takes a short one into the box once again, and once again Kumara Sirisena rising high up above.
I beg your pardon from the initial substitution. It's actually AC Frank who has been taken off the field and been replaced by Zarban. Tuan Rizni still is on the field, so apologies for that. Again, a long ball hurled in towards Zarban, but unable to take it to his feet is Zarban. Again, as we see, the rain completely has ceased and a lot of sunlight has come out. So still the outfield will remain sluggish because of the heavy waterfall. As we see, a heavy challenge by the Colombo FC player on the Army forward. The retained position, trying to get into the game. Zarban with his first telling touch of the half, unable to find his teammate Bodr Dimitri, goes down in a lot of anguish. But the referee doesn't seem to be interested in his call. To much of his disappointment, he's asking the question as to why a free kick was not awarded for him, but it's nothing doing in terms of the referee who asked for a Army SC throw-in from their own defensive half. Get another throw in for Army SC as Colombo SC get their lines cleared.
Colombo FC in position here, sends it up front. Once again intercepted right there by Sri Lanka Army. Looking for options is Colombo FC. Momaz Yapo to ball with Dimitri. Yapo back with the ball.
Momaz is one of the players who has seen most of the ball, yet failed to make something out of it during the first half. But Dimitri again resuming his position on the right after starting the game on the left. A minor tactical change was done during the phase of the first half as Momaz wins the ball back. Yet another loose pass towards Bodu Dimitri, who was unable to get on the end of it as it rolls out for another goal kick.
Colombo FC have managed to keep quite certain ball possession in comparison to the first half, but with the rain pouring down, it was not the best of the starts.
Even with the adverse weather conditions, there's a huge crowd built in for today's semi-finals, and another cracker of a game after this coming up between Saunders and Renown. Promises to be an absolute belter after both teams have been in scintillating form throughout the competition. So a lot to look forward to for the spectators who have remained in the premises. And as we see, more and more crowds are gathering into the Racecourse International Stadium.
Indeed, the second semi-final between Saunders and Renown will be also a cracker of a game as Colombo FC tries to do something right out of here, but cleared away by the Army defense. Initiated by Kumara City, he got the ball inside the box with a perfect through ball, but unfortunately skipper Raumi Mohidin couldn't convert it through. We'll be very disappointed, and it's another throw-in. Kumara City for Colombo FC. Referee blows the whistle. Says to change. There was another ball coming into the field, to be very much precise. Kumara City to Bodri Dimitri. Bodri Dimitri just outside the box, but the initial intention was to send it for Momaz Yapo, who was right in front of him, but unfortunately it just couldn't get the direction right as it just rolled over the sideline. It will be a goal kick awarded for Sri Lanka Army.
The conditions are slightly coming into play. As we saw earlier, again the defender was not able to clear his lines because he had a very crucial slip at a telling time, and it will continue to be the same after the heavy waterfall. So players have to be aware of that as much as the game in terms of the semi-finals. So it will be a testing half nonetheless for both sides, especially Colombo FC, who are trying to find their way back into this game, trailing from a goal to nil from a spectacular strike from Sajid Kumar from the edge of the box on the 20th minute. It seems to be the difference between the sides at the moment, as Army FC still are finding their feet in the second half.
Over the top into the attacking half, but once again falling into no man's land. The ball just rolling over. A lot of crowd gathering around Joe, as you very rightly mentioned. It will be an interesting game, the second semi-final as well. We invite you to stay tuned on ThePapare.com as we will bring the live action from the second semi-final as well, all the way from Racecourse International Stadium. Over the top into the attacking half for Sri Lanka Army. Looking for options. They will slow the pace down and set it off. Good through ball, but unfortunately intercepted by the defense. That's Momaz Yapo on your screen. Behind the ball, sends it through. Doesn't find Sarvan Johar. Instead, just falls right in front of Kumara Sirisena, who will go on for a goal kick. A quick one. Anushka Madhushankar trying to put pressure on, misses it. Bodri Dimitri now chasing. A nice, a beautiful tackle, but fails to retain possession. Now De Silva, Army skipper, behind the ball, looking for options in the attacking half. It's a beautiful one, right outside the box. And another crunching tackle by Ramis as he tries to keep things down low.
Sluggish outfield is surely playing its part as we see a lot of crunching challenges coming in. Even the previous ball from Momas towards Zarvan was a bit too much as it skidded off the turf. So the players will have to be aware of these situations at the moment. The rain threat seemed to have gone for the moment, but it has surely left its mark on the field with a lot of water on the playing area. The ball seemed to be skidding off the turf. Lovely ball across field, finds the intended target, this Colombo FC skipper, who sends in a beautiful ball, trying to find Botu Dimitri, but last is defending, giving a well-deserved corner for Colombo FC, who are certainly stepping on the gas on the second half, trying to get back into the game, find that equalizer.
It was indeed a very beautiful possession. It was initiated by Sarvan Jawar across the field to Raumi Mohideen, who opted the pass to Bodri Dimitri, but unfortunately the defense got the better of it. Once again the corner comes curling in onto the other side into the box. Sarvan Jawar tries the blinder but misses it completely, and the second effort by Bodri Dimitri will be very much disappointed. What a desperate piece of save by the Sri Lanka Army defense.
Slight lapse of concentration there, leaving the near post open for Botu Dimitri. Surely you don't leave that much of space and time for a man of his class, but fortunately for Army, they've been able to clear their lines as the resulting corner is a disappointing one with Botu Dimitri remaining offside. Another anticlimactic end to that move which seemed very threatening for Colombo FC. Botu Dimitri again getting his shot away. Was on target for Colombo FC, but fortunately for Army FC, their defense switched on at the right moment to clear their lines.
De Silva now looking for options, gets it into the box for Sri Lanka Army, but deemed offside. Sajid Kumar, the goal scorer from the first half, will be very disappointed. Without their star-studded player, there seems to be in a bit of a trouble. Joe Mohammad Isadin is on the bench, suffering a hamstring injury.
He's their target man in terms of their attacking play. So not having his experience mostly than anything else will show on the Army attack, which currently seems to be lacking that edge which he provides in the final third. But still, they do have the advantage in their behalf, with their defense doing most of the clearing job, as Colombo FC are stepping on the gas in the second half, which is a crucial time in this game, as Colombo FC have to find their way into the game to make something out of it.
Indeed, Mohammad Isadin is the man who finishes the offensive phase. Clinical finisher. Sends it to Danushka Madhushankar, who's right behind the ball. Manages to keep it inside the field, playing area. Gets it back to Momaz Yapo. Now sends it to Ramis, experienced campaigner once again. To Raumi Mohideen, the skipper for Colombo FC. Sends it through to Momaz Yapo once again, looking for options. Deemed off the defense. Still gets a foot on it. To Botu Dimitri, now to Danushka Madhushan, open area. Sends it over the top and missing it. How disappointed will he be? Missed Kumar Sirisena, missed the goal all the way over the crossbar behind the playing area.
Excellent move again from Botu Dimitri, spotting the man out wide, completely unmarked, but in all fairness, I think he did attempt a square ball to the box, but he caught everyone by surprise there, lobbing the ball. Fortunately for Army SC, it had a bit too much rather, which took the ball over the bar, but threatening nonetheless. A lot of alarms being thrown into the Army defense who are building on an attack of their own. Ball sent out wide. Oh, it's a lovely ball, but shouts of a handball, but not given. Colombo FC defense completely switching off, expecting the referee to oblige to their call. As we see the keeper slipping yet again, attempting a goal kick.
Up front once again to Bodri Dimitri, who's just outside the box. Danushka Madhushanka has already arrived into the position. Now Bodri Dimitri will looking to get this into the box. Deemed off the defense. And that pressure just missing his directions.
Lovely feed by Bodri Dimitri, again winning a valuable corner for his team. He seems to be floating from right to left in the second half. Seems to have been given the freedom to control the game. Something somewhat more than what he has been able to in the first half. Again, a lovely corner, but again a bit too much, taking the ball completely out of play, untouched by any player inside the box. Comfortable enough for Army SC to defend that set piece, but they have to be careful. The more possession they concede in their final defensive half, the more opportunities they'll provide for Colombo FC to get back into this game. You see again Madhushanka being able to steal the ball, trying to feed in Bodri Dimitri, unable to get it through. A throw in nonetheless.
To skipper Rami Mohidin once again on the attacking half for Colombo FC, now looking for options. Sends it over the top into the box to Risni, who gets a foot on it, but unfortunately missing the target and the direction.
Through Risni certainly trying the right thing, trying to cushion the ball to the far post, but lacked a bit of trajectory as he cushions the ball over the bar rather than to the far corner where he intended it to go. Colombo is certainly having ample position in the second half as Army are content with sitting back. I think this is exactly what happened to them during the quarterfinals, where they allowed Air Force to play their game and they caught them completely by surprise, coming back from 2 goals nil. So Army will certainly know the caution in playing such a defensive game, but hopefully they are able to cope with the offensive threat that Colombo FC have possessed or are possessing. Again, as you see, Madhushanka feeding the ball to Risni.
Now to Sarvan Johar, back to Madhushanka, just outside the box and cleared away by the Army defense once again. As De Silva, Army skipper, will get his feet behind the ball, looking for options in the attacking half. Mind you, they don't have their clinical finisher Mohammad Isuddin. It will be interesting to see how they cope up. And a beautiful through ball, but unfortunately missing the counterpart.
Excellent ball by Sajid Kumara, who was asking the ball to be touched in towards goal, but unfortunately the most forward man seemed to have lacked a bit of pace going up front. Again, Army SC do possess a threat in the counter. They have the legs to trouble the Colombo SC defense, which was evident once again. You have to be aware of the fact that throwing a lot of bodies like they have at the moment up front will open up the counter attack for Army SC.
Kumara City to Risni, now looking for options. Sends it into the middle for Sarvan Johar, over the top to Danushka Madhushanka, who's just outside the box on the corner. Sends it back to Kumara City. A slight 2-man passing game, now 1-on-1 for Kumara City, who's stuck and deemed off the defense. And what a defense by De Silva, the Army skipper, who makes sure that he doesn't give any space for Kumara City to work it off.
Even on the previous occasion, Colombo FC played a beautiful move through one-touch football. Seems to have troubled the Army defense, who seem to lack the legs to cope up with that sort of an attack. But unfortunately, again, they lack the tearing touch on the defensive, or the offensive half rather, to make it count. As we see a throw-in being taken in by Army SC. Again, a rash challenge, but again the referee says nothing doing. Right in front of him, who had the best view in terms of calling yet denies a free kick for the Army player who hasn't gotten himself up. It is the goal scorer Sajid Kumara. And Army surely would not want him also off the field after losing Mohammad Izzuddin as early as the first half. Another player on the ground seemed to be having slight issue with a cramp there.
The stretcher and the physios arriving onto the field. And it seems as the physio have called in for another sub for Sri Lanka Army. Not what they would have expected in this position as they are leading the game, but two injury concerns. And that's the goal scorer from the first half who's going off on a stretcher. And what a position that Army is in now. Never would have expected Mohammad Izzuddin to go off and the goal scorer from the first half to go off.
Sajid Kumara is one of those players who is known to be nursing a hamstring throughout his career, and again it has come to haunt him. And immediately after he got some attention, the physio signaled towards the bench asking for a substitute. Clearly it wasn't a situation where he could have recovered from. As we see off camera, he is being treated, still hoping against hope that he'll be able to find his feet, but doesn't seem likely at the moment. Sajid Kumara, surprisingly enough, picks himself up and walks back into the field, much to the surprise of the bench and the physio.
Very much relieved will be the Army skipper Joe.
Huge relief for them in terms of recovering from that position, from losing Mohammad Izzuddin, because Sajid Kumara was the man providing a lot of flair up front. So having him in the field itself is a lot of confidence for the team which is in the lead, hoping to latch onto one of those long balls from on the counter. Sajid Kumara will be one of those key players trying to make the most of these long balls. Again, Border Dimitri finding Momas, who spares the ball towards Tuan Rizni, who is lining up a shot, but again loose control by Anushka, who fortunately gets the ball back, but again is unable to find his teammate as the ball ricochets back towards an Army player who sends Sajid Kumara. Sajid Kumara one-on-one again tries to get a shot away, slightly away from the target, but threatening nonetheless. Again, indicating to Colombo FC that the counter-attack threat is always on with all the bodies they push forward.
Mohammad Imran there with the goal kick, sends it back to the attacking half for Sri Lanka Army. Now one-on-one here.
Excellent recovery there by the Army player who managed to win a corner out of nothing. Sajid Kumar was unable to latch on to the initial pass into the box, but brilliant recovery. Certainly keeping the ball in the half where they want it to be. We see a significant increase in the number of spectators in field and off the field rather, with the second half promising to be a cracker and another excellent semi-final to be played after this between Saunders and Renown.
As Sri Lanka Army readies themselves for this much valuable set piece, curling into the corner. Ball right above. Mohammad Ramis gets a head on it. Rami Mohideen, skipper for Colombo FC, sends it up front for Badru Dimitri, looking for options to Rizni, who sends it back to Kumara Siri. Over the top to Badru Dimitri, but instead the ball just opts to fall in safe hands of Kumara Sirisena.
Beautiful idea by Badru Dimitri to play the ball wide towards Tuan Rizni, but unfortunately the ball was slightly behind him, giving enough time for the Army SC players to recover from their position. And as we see again, it's Army who are in the front foot. Beautiful ball into the box, but the man up front unable to keep the ball in his control. Quick throw away or quick throw by the keeper who has brought the players back into the game. Bota Dimitri is twisting and turning and with a lovely shot away. Sajid Kumar doing the defensive job again for the Army SC lads as they win another corner. Certainly the pressure is mounting on the Army defense at the moment, who seems to be hanging in there.
But Bota Dimitri will be the most disappointed out of all of them. He missed the first attempt, which was also slightly missed. And now this one, another beautiful shot by Bota Dimitri, completely missed off. And it's Risley who's going to take this corner for Colombo FC. Right behind the ball, readies himself. A much valuable set piece once again for Colombo FC. Comes curling in, but not the best that you would have expected. And that is opportunity that was just put on to waste.
Disappointing call from Tuan Rizni, who took the job of taking the corner from Bota Dimitri, who usually sent in an in-swinger. Instead, they went for the outswing of Tuan's right foot. But unfortunately, that hardly troubled anybody as the ball just crept over the bar.
Mumas Yapo intercepts it, but once again, skipper keeps it down low. Rami Mohideen to Kumara Siri, who has ample of space to work the ball. Opts to sends it to Risley. Back to Kumara Siri, looking for options. Sends it over to Mumas Yapo, who has a lot of space just outside the box. Sends it. It was to Bota Dimitri, but unfortunately the Army defense getting the better of it and intercepting it straight away. It was a good recovery in the end by Colombo FC.
Excellent challenge again, right in front of Bota Dimitri, who seemed to be set to latch onto that ball, but again, last-ditch work helping out Army SC in terms of recovering. It's a corner nonetheless as Bota Dimitri resumes his corner-taking duties. The keeper seemed to have been taken or been marked or tackled in a illegal way, so he has won a free kick nonetheless. Another play hits to the ground from Army SC. Certainly seemed to be in a little bit of discomfort. Holding his head. Should be an aftermath of the set piece which was just taken by Colombo FC. Possibly a clash of heads. He's holding his head on the ground.
It's good sportsmanship here. Bota Dimitri standing right near his opponent, making sure that he's all fit for the game. As the stretcher arrives once again, as referee Prashant Rajkrishna decides that he needs medical attention severely.
Colombo FC coach quickly gathering his offensive players, possibly to give them a drink of water and also to maybe change a few tactics around, who are still to breach the Army defense in this game. So clearly there is a bit of concern amongst the Colombo FC ranks as time is ticking away with every single move that they are unable to capitalize on.
Indeed, and speaking about Colombo FC, they've got on to a good start in the second half, despite all the errors made in the first 45 minutes. They've created a lot of chances, but unfortunately they just couldn't click it through. And this was the game that everyone would have expected from them in the first half as well. Sarvan Suhar tries to get a foot of it, but the Army defense is clearly on top. Dilan Udyanga.
Clearly a bit of aji-baji going on there as Arvan knocked against his opposite number. Wasn't pleased with the challenge that was thrown at him. Certainly made himself very clear. Just a few exchanges of words, but referee still not dishing out any sort of caution. Still content with having a few words with the players, which I think has helped the flow of the game. Hasn't disrupted again a flying challenge. Certainly should be the first card of the game. It was certainly not as pleasing as it should have been. Again, the referee is not dishing out any sort of caution. Sometimes that sort of a ploy could haunt you, as this sort of a surface is very injury friendly with these sort of challenges.
And it's a valuable set piece once again for Sri Lanka Army, who has been under pressure in this half without Mohammad Ishadin as well. And now they are in the offense into the box, but straight into the hands of Mohammad Imran. It was a slightly saved one. Danushka Madhushankar just behind the ball looking for options. Takes it up front to Sarwan Johar, not in the same wavelength. But once again, Sarwan Johar makes a mess of it as the ball just rolls over the sideline. He was initially not in the same wavelength. He had to make a run for it. Over the top, beating everyone, but Rami is making sure he keeps things down low. Mumaz Yapo looking for options, sends it to Rami Muhyiddin, to Danushka Madhushankar, back to Mumaz Yapo, to Bodri Dimitri. And a crunching tackle there. Dimitri straight down on the ground.
Bodri Dimitri certainly got the best of his defender there, dancing past him. Again taken down by a rash challenge, as we see. Off camera, it's Renown FC who have come to the grounds doing their warm-up drills. One of the teams playing in the second semi-final today against Saunders FC, as a few drops of rain are coming down yet again. Will possibly have a say on this game's final half, as we see. But the Dimitri lining this free kick up. A lot of contenders for this kick. Tuan Rizni and Sarwan Johar alongside Bodri Dimitri. So seems like they're content with going directly towards goal. They're backing their abilities by the looks of it.
It'll be interesting, very interesting to see how Colombo FC manages this one. Bodri Dimitri fails, and it's Sarwan Johar who doesn't quite find the gap. Instead, Danushka Madhushankar opts all the way over the top, but Mohammad Rami is missing his target. Ball lobbed away into the box, over, across.
Certainly his intentions were right in terms of passing the ball to the far corner, but he lacked again a bit of trajectory, which seemed to be the problem.
Yes, indeed, Joe seems to have been an argy-bargy with the crowd on the far corner. The police officers making sure that they keep things calm in this cracker of a game between Colombo FC and Army. It's the first semi-final of the FA Cup Championship. 2016 live pictures brought to you from Racecourse International Stadium as Sarwan Johar heads it away to Danushka Madhushankar.
As we speak, it's a substitute who is on the field now, replacing Tuan Rizni again. The ball coming towards Sarwan, who is unable to take it into his feet and make amends of it. Caught him by surprise as the defender missed the ball completely. And now as we speak, to the left of your screen, it's Saunders FC who have also taken the field, warming up for the second semi-final, which also promises to be a cracker of a game between Saunders and Renown. Colombo FC seem very calm on the ball in their defensive half as they build their attack again. Lovely touch by Sarwan. Again, disappointing pass by the skipper, who's making life very easy for the Army SC keeper, who is teasing with his opposite players. Certainly not healthy in terms of the defense, but effective at the moment.
Indeed, the initial pass should have been opted to, but Dimitri, who was very vacant and who was clear of advancing through, but instead the skipper Rami Muhyiddin just not getting his things right. Be very much disappointed. It will be a throw-in in favour of Army SC, and even though Colombo FC have got on to a good start, the crucial factor is that they have to score. If not, they will have to just bid farewell to this entire tournament. They are the defending champions, mind you, and they are trailing the semi-final this year. So still the pressure is right back on their shoulders as Bodri Dimitri fails to get a foot on it, and the Army defense clears it away into the attacking half, slowing things down, sends it through as skipper misses it and intercepted by the Colombo FC defense. skipper De Silva into the box, finds his teammate.
As we approach the last 10 minutes, another goal from Army FC certainly can kill the tie off. As a trailing foot on the face of the Colombo FC keeper. This is from the goal scorer. In attempts to latch onto the cross from the left, he certainly left a bit of a mark on the keeper. And as we see again, another player hitting the turf with a cramp, and the referee is asking ball to be taken back. Play will possibly resume once the players have settled off their injuries by the looks of it. As the Army physio has been called onto the field along with the stretcher. Yet another injury break here as we approach the last 10 minutes, in which Colombo FC are finding themselves a goal down against Army SC, who scored as early as the 19th minute and been able to hold on to their lead ever since. A lot of promise during the second half for Colombo FC, but not the final product. So it's still 1-0 in favor of Army SC.
And yes, the player down will be stretchered off once again. And in the tally in 2014, it was Army SC who won the contest in this semi-final of the same edition of the tournament against Colombo FC. And it was Colombo FC who came on top last year. And this time, so far, the game is in favor of the lads dressed in yellow. Sri Lanka Army skipper Rami Mohideen sends it up front for attack. Colombo FC over the top. Doesn't reach Mumaz Yapu as they would have expected. Intercepted by Sri Lanka Army, now looking for options to advance through into their attacking half. Over the top for the substitute Rajapaksha, who's in the field since Mohammad Ishari is out nursing a hamstring injury. Mumaz Yapu behind the ball, survives the challenge, looking for options, gets it to Bodu Dimitri, and just doesn't quite get his placement right, rather power. Once again missing it completely. He'll be disappointed. It was a beautiful through ball from Mumaz Yapu to Bodu Dimitri. He turned around, twisted, but just couldn't get his feet through. Mohammad Rami is chasing by the ball, veteran defender for Colombo FC. Goal kick back in the hands of Kumarasiri, who has not been in the best of the form in this game, which has been quite a blow. Anushka Madhushankar now chasing for that long air ball by Kumarasiri. But
certainly disappointing for a free-flowing team like Colombo FC, who have been gifted with a lot of goals throughout this tournament, but unfortunately not even making one telling contribution throughout this game. Seems to be seemingly costing them at the moment as Colombo FC continue to throw more and more bodies up front, looking for that equalizer, the much needed equalizer to bring them back into the game. Again a loose pass into no man's land by the captain. Disappointing last few minutes from him. This is the second of his loose pass as Sajid Kumar squares the ball, and an open goal has been missed. Disappointing finish, which probably could have sealed the game for Army. He couldn't have asked for an easier chance there, had all the time in the world, but sprays the ball on top of the bar. Will that come to haunt them during the end of the game? We are yet to see.
Several minutes more remaining in this game. Yes, another substitution coming through for Colombo FC, replacing Kumarasiri. And speaking about that missed opportunity, 7 more minutes remaining. Joe, will it horn back for Army is the question we have, as Colombo FC is trying their best to score that equalizer and probably move on for penalties.
Certainly could have sealed the game right there for Army SC. 2-0 down, Colombo FC would have had a mountain to climb in the last 7 minutes. Fortunately for them, their front man was lacking that composure which he needed to, having all the time in the world, yet managed to spray the ball on top of the bar. As we see again, goal kick given. Colombo FC will launch the ball up front. see Nadika Pushpamar has been taken into the book by the referee. I think possibly for questioning a decision.
Sri Lanka Army, De Silva skipper up front. And once again, a crunching challenge. Survives it. Goal kick by Mohammad Imran. Doesn't find his teammates. Skipper Rami Moideen in defense. Over the top. To Badru Dimitri. Mumaz Yapo looking for options now to Sarvan Johar. Sarvan Johar failing to connect the ball to Mumaz Yapo. De Silva, the skipper, making sure that he keeps the ball with the yellow lads. Once again, Rami is heading it off. Colombo FC now looking for options with ample of space. Danushka Madhushankar with the ball. Sends it back to Mumaz Yapo over the top, straight into the hands of Kumara Sirisena, who comes dashing up front, making no mistake and not allowing any of the key players of Colombo FC to take a chance at it.
Again, the keeper, as soon as he grabbed hold of the ball, hit to the ground. Another tactic to waste valuable time in terms of Colombo FC. Again, as we see Sajid Kumara driving forward, cuts the ball across, but dealt with. Again, a beautiful attempt on goal, but unfortunately lacked a bit of trajectory. Certainly, Colombo FC leaving the goalkeeper exposed to a lot of attacking threat from Army. Would like to apologize for the slight technical difficulty. And as we see, again, Colombo FC trying to find that telling pass, the ball being dished out to their captain, Zarwan Hamas, asking for a free kick, denied by the referee, but play continues as Colombo FC are still able to hold on to the ball.
Time ticking away from Colombo FC, almost 10 men inside the opposition half. Just Mohammad Rizni going back in defense when needed. Now Ramesh brings the ball forward. Zarwan Chouha, a lot of attacking players in for Colombo FC in Iran. Kanishka Zarwan, lovely ball in. Badru Dimitri with the first touch. And an effort just going over. The ball didn't just set up for him the way he would have liked. And the ball going away, he needed to get in that first time effort.
Was that the chance that Colombo FC were waiting for? Unfortunately, the best man they could have possibly wanted to have been on the end of that doesn't get the telling touch as he sprays the ball out for a goal kick. And again, the goalkeeper has gone down with seemingly a back injury. He's holding on to his back with a lot of discomfort. Rightly given the attention that he needs. Again, Colombo FC players flocking around their manager to possibly get back into their game, or this semi-final rather, with precious time running out. But seemingly with all these injuries, it's evident that there will be a lot of stoppage time provided by the referees. How much it is, we are yet to see. But certainly, Colombo FC had their chance right there with Badru Dimitri, unfortunately not being able to capitalize on that opportunity. The keeper has come back onto his feet. The referee blows the whistle for the kick to be taken. The ball has been swung forward. Again, a beautiful ball, but rightly called offside. Front man just making his run a bit too early. Ball comes back to the Colombo FC. Skipper dishes out a lovely ball. The ball is swung into the box. And Sarwar, unfortunately, is not being able to come to the end of it. So yet another corner for Colombo FC. Piling on the pressure in these last few moments.
Absolutely, it's a do or die for Colombo FC, the defending champions in this FA Cup semi-final. 2014 it was Army who came out on top against this, and 2015 it was Colombo FC. As we see Niranjan Rajpaksha, the man who substituted, the man who replaced the injured Mohammad Izzadin. He's been substituted. In comes Punsara Thiruna Sena Nayaka in his place, number 7. Rajpaksha taking a bit of time just to take some time off, normal time, wasting some time. And Seranayaka comes in on a whipped in.
Cleared well, and it goes out for a throw-in. Again, sending an attacking player, possibly to provide the legs that they lack up front to hold on to the ball or to make something out of the few chances that Army SC have gotten. Again, what comes into our mind is that opportunity they had a few moments back, which was squandered, which possibly could have sealed the game for Army SC. But still, it's another valuable goal kick, in which they can send the ball up front. As we see the goalkeeper and the defender are taking their own time, again ticking the clock off.
And Joe, special mention about the fans who have flocked into the Racecourse International Stadium even on a weekday at 3 p.m. There's quite a healthy crowd up in the stands and around the grounds as well, possibly in looking forward to the renowned clash, Renown versus Saunders, a high profile clash between two arch rivals. And even for this, crowd has turned up in their numbers as Danushka Malshankar fighting for the ball, wins it. Niran Kanishka gives it back to Ramiz, who just thumps the ball forward. Ahmad Shazni misses it. Now Moma Siapo. The defense is all back for Colombo FC, for Army SC rather.
Anywhere would do now for Army SC, who are just kicking the ball away from the danger rather than of any conviction, but seems to be effective at the moment as another ball has been whipped into the box, again dealt beautifully by their skipper.
It's almost a ding-dong.
Lovely hit!
That's Mohammad Ramiz from way off and way off target as well, but thumping drive from 35 yards out. But from the former Blue Star man.
Seemingly has taken a touch, which the referee has adjudged a corner rather than a goal kick. Seemed like a shot which was going way wide, but seemed to have taken a touch off one of the defenders. Again, a lovely header back, but straight at the keeper who deals with it. Lacks convictions, yes, effective by the Blue Star, I beg your pardon, the Army defense.
And it looks like the defender for Colombo FC who is making all the trouble for Army, that's Mohammad Ramiz. Firstly with the thumping effort from 35 yards out, then the next one, header, punched away straight at Nilanka Kumara. Still a throw-in for Colombo FC. Danushka Madhushankar, the former Sri Lanka under-19 captain. Now whips it across once again. Nilanka Kumara going back and hits the upright. Looks like he has re-injured his back. Looks to be in pain.
Certainly not what he wanted personally, because just after nursing that injury on his back, again he has a knock on that same problem area. The referee calls for attention again from his bench, but Colombo FC going as close as how they have in the last few minutes, seem to have all the opportunities yet unable to make that telling touch to come to draw a level in this game and to come back into this tie, which is slipping away from their hands as the seconds go by.
Indeed, Joe, it has been a ding-dong battle in the last 15 to 20 minutes. All the attack coming from Colombo FC from the two wings. The cross comes in and headed away, and then starts the attack once again. So not much going on for Colombo FC.
It has been all Colombo FC in the second half in terms of the attacking threat. But if Colombo FC do manage to find their way back into this tie, Army will certainly regret that missed opportunity in which they could have set this game to bed, but weren't able to do so. So let's hope that they are not led to regret that opportunity, as a poor goal kick finds touch as in Colombo FC regroup, but have been asked to wait by the referee as Army prepare their final substitution. Again, slight signs of rain coming down. Most of the spectators are flocking to the stands from the sidelines. It has been that sort of a day where the rain has been inconsistent, coming at various occasions. Will this be the moment where Colombo are able to find their breakthrough, as Borja Dimitri wins another free kick in a excellent position? The skipper has opted to take the kick himself, possibly an in-swinger into the far post, considering that they do have the height which they need to get that telling touch.
One of those last-ditch efforts for Colombo FC.
It's one of those all-or-nothing efforts. He swings the ball in. It's unfortunately gone a bit too deep. Is this it for Colombo FC, as a few heads are hanging at the moment? A lot of cheers from the Army bench, expecting the final whistle anytime soon. But will the referee give the allocated injury time? We are yet to see. Sanjit Kumar fails to control it, yet the substitute is being able to pick up the pieces. Colombo FC again getting the ball and thumped forward, just in attempts to waste some time, and it's another goal kick given back to Colombo FC, who are regrouping from the back again. The showers coming down rather heavily at the moment, as Colombo FC try to find their way back into his FA Cup semi-finals. Zarwan again trying to dance past his defender and gets the ball back. Ball is given back to Momas, and again stolen from Momas, and time wasted again by Army SC. Again the ball is been hurled forward, trying to flick it on. Again Zarwan with a pocket of space, takes on a shot, but again way off target, and the final whistle has blown, as Army SC have come up with a certainly unexpected result and a huge shock, considering the fact that Colombo FC were the overwhelming favourites in this tie. Have yet, it's again not a matter of who you put onto paper and who turns up on the day, certainly, which is the case in terms of Army SC, who hung in there and have booked their place in the finals.
Well, a resolute defense from Army SC, the champions from 2014, defeating the champions from 2015 in this FA Cup semi-final 2016. And what a game it has been for the last 15 to 20 minutes. It has been all Colombo FC with the attack, putting on the crosses, resolute defense from Army. And they have done the trick. And what a game it has been. And sorry for the non-video because of technical difficulties. We apologize for that. But it has Army who has done the trick. And I was talking with Mohammad Fahmy before the match, and he said that they wanted to exact revenge on Colombo FC after that Dialogue Champions League decider defeat, and they have done so. And Joe, it has been a ding-dong battle between these two sides, because in 2014 Army came out on top against Colombo FC, but Colombo FC reversed that in 2015, and even in the Champions Leagues Even in the group stages, one match you see Army winning, the other Colombo FC winning. So this clash between Army and Colombo FC is growing into a rivalry.
Certainly, it has throughout the last few years. I think the game on top has cost you a lot in terms of the competition. So we see again it's Army FC who has won the champions the title. Will be a new winner this year. Army will be expecting it should be them, but on the other side, there's another cracker of a game there. Saunders, after years of absence in this side of the competition, or the semi-finals rather, have made an appearance this time around and possibly want to go all the way against renowned SC, who have racked up a lot of goals themselves throughout the competition. So it's promising to be another cracker.
Yeah, and we'll just look at the stats for this match. Colombo FC, they didn't have a very good first half. They were outplayed by Army. Army had 11 attempts and 3 on goal, and one of them scored by Sajid Kumara. Brilliant effort from just outside the box. A defensive error costing Colombo FC that goal. A lot of fouls also committed by Army. A lot of hard fouls and 6 in their own half. 2 offsides and 1 yellow card, just 1 yellow card. But in the second half was Colombo FC, who came out with the attempts, just 5 on target, missed 1 as well, and even Army SC just 1 effort, 1 chance to bury that game, which was missed by Niranjan Rajbaksha. It is Army SC who win this match 1-0. So do join us for the next match starting at 5 p.m. It's going to be another cracker of a match between arch rivals Saunders SC and Renown SC in the second semi-final of the FA Cup starting at 5 p.m. So do join us again in another few minutes time.